What's going on, everybody? We got another exciting podcast today. I am here with Murat.
What's up?
And today, let me ask you guys a question. In your company, would you rather have someone that is talented or someone that is driven to work hard every day? Because me and Murat, we've worked with businesses, we've worked on businesses, we are a business, we have businesses, and, people need to distinguish the difference, first off, about someone who's talented versus someone who's driven, and then figure out what's best for their company. I mean, there might be one better for every single company.
Right.
But what were you gonna say about talent?
Well, yeah, I think an important thing is defining talent, right? And my music teachers in high school, Mr. Sparks and Mr. Goddard, would always talk about how they didn't like it when parents would be like, "They're so talented. Like, the kids are so talented, or my kids or the music students are so talented." And I don't know why they had like a Jersey accent or whatever that was, but somehow they did. But yeah, they'd be like, they really did not like that.
Why?
Because talent is a natural ability to do something.
By definition.
By definition, the way I understand it, and it's a natural ability to do something, right? So that's taking away from all the work that you put into whatever it is that you're skilled at. I think it's about skill, not talent.
Skill.
So just looking up the definition, natural aptitude or skill.
Exactly.
So that's not right. So
it's not natural at
yeah,
all.
Just like, or maybe it is, but like 1%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Michael Phelps has got like crazy hands, right?
Yeah.
So like he's like they're webbed.
Yeah.
That's I guess you could say talent because it's natural.
That's great, but without the skill, like the work that you put into
exactly
to, nurture that talent into skill, because you got to turn that talent into skill. I don't think talent is skill. I don't think talent equals skill. Equals skill. At all.
What do you mean? If you have talent, then you have skill.
I think you start with talent and you nurture it, and then you become skilled. I think talent is a natural knack.
I don't think, but 1% of people are talented
at something.
Yeah, like we said, Michael Phelps. He's naturally talented at swimming because of his fucking webbed feet.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But the majority of people, like high-class CEOs, every single one, are not talented. They're skilled because over the years they developed that skill.
Okay, back to Michael Phelps though. Since he's so he's talented, or yes, he has like a natural, maybe a slight advantage because his arms are longer or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not the only thing it took. That's a small fraction of what it took to get to where he is. He didn't just show up at the Olympics one day and win.
No, obviously
gold,
not.
Right? So that's talent. Talent's great. Talent helps you a lot. It's an advantage.
Yeah, and it's not natural talent.
But I don't think talent equals skill at all. I think talent is a great place to start. And it's a great indicator of what you should pursue and what you should nurture.
Yeah,
right?
Okay, so let's put this on an example. There's like a 5-year-old Chinese girl, right? And she's really talented at piano.
Okay.
Talented, but what does that mean? She wakes up one day, she puts her hands on the piano, and she starts just playing Mozart?
Not at all, right?
How do you know she's talented, though? Because, like, how do you develop that into skill?
Well, and then you gotta be like, how do you know she's talented? Well, maybe she has a really great sense of rhythm. You know what I mean? Not everyone has a great sense of rhythm. You'll go to concerts and people are like, clap, like weird, like they're not even clapping with the singer. He's trying to get everyone involved, and they're just, throwing the guy off. So some people just don't have natural rhythm. I think. So, the little girl could have easily gone on the piano and gone, even if it was super slow. Like it's like no rhythm, right?
Yeah.
But maybe she goes on and she's kind of learning it really slowly, but it's
yeah. So talent's like the lowest level of skill almost.
Yeah, exactly.
So because you basically are seen as someone who's talented from the very beginning, and then you develop that into a highly advanced skill.
Yeah, and I don't think it's fair to call people that are skilled talented. That's what my music teachers would say too. It's not fair. That's not fair to the person that practices 2, 3, 4 hours a day on their craft.
Can you imagine like a sculptor, something at like a museum, like you get one of those crazy like smooth sculptures like of a body, and they just say like, "Wow, you're really talented," and it's like you think I just woke up and like sculpted this thing like 15 years, like I'm a skilled sculptor, right?
Exactly.
But anyways, back to the point that we're coming back to is, would you rather have someone that's, I guess, skilled in. Well, I mean, maybe we should say talent, because like, what if, let's say that you see potential, so that's talent. You see potential in them, and then you know you can put that talent into a skill.
You can nurture.
You can nurture that, and you're like, this kid's super ambitious. This kid's this. He just needs to push by me.
Right.
You know?
Or like a great salesman, right? Like, great salespeople, maybe some of them were naturally better to begin with
Like,
than
if we're
others.
talking
like
like sales.
They're a little bit more outgoing. They're a little bit better storytellers.
Or do you want to talk about someone who's already skilled versus someone who's just really driven?
Right.
Because like if you're basically saying someone who's already skilled, like you're hiring someone for sales or something like that, they already know how to make $1,000 closes and stuff like that. They're skilled. Obviously, you're gonna hire that person over the person who's just driven to make those sales.
Of course.
So talent, I think, is fair to go against drive, just because talent and drive are equal. Because talent, like we said, is the lowest form, and then drive is competing against that. Because like we said, obviously you're gonna hire someone that's skilled over someone who's just driven.
And it's up to that person to nurture that talent, right? If they're really that motivated, they're gonna be like, I need to get better. So they'll start reading books on sales, and they'll start going out and getting a sales job for experience, right?
Yeah. So,
things like that. They'll start selling. You know what I mean? Like they might not be that good.
Yeah.
But boy, they're getting more skilled every day at it. So if they're really that motivated, then they will. They will get skilled.
So hypothetical situation, right? You're the boss.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening to this, imagine you're the boss. You're sitting down at a desk. One guy walks in, super driven. The dude super ambitious, super driven. He says he wakes up at 6 a.m. every day to hone his skills or whatever and work on his, I don't know, health or something. Something like if he's applying for a sales job, he says he wakes up every day to watch sales videos and, he works just super hard, right?
Okay.
And he's just super passionate. And then that guy leaves, and then the other guy comes in, and this guy is talented. So you ask him a question about sales. You ask him a question. What's kind of like your experience with sales? And he's like, I don't have much, but I think I'm good at it. And he's like, okay, like, well, what would you do if you go into a sale? And he's like, well, I'd always agree with the customer because obviously that's obvious. And you're like, oh, that's the first rule of selling actually. Like, always say yes. And he's like, really? I didn't even know that. And he's like, this dude might be talented. This dude might. This guy's got potential. Like, what do you think about that? Like, can you compare those two situations?
Yeah. So I mean, look. If I'm hiring someone for my company, guess what? I don't have the time to. I mean, like I do, but like not right now. You know what I mean? Like if I really need that position filled, or I really need a great salesman, I mean, I got enough stuff to worry about on the other end of things that now I need to nurture this guy that's talented at it. Or I have this other guy that's already really, really good. He's got all these results to show for it. He comes in, he sells me this pen like, he's Jordan Belfort or something.
I mean, the other guy's not really good though. He's just driven. Like he's just driven to get to his goals. But you're like, what results do you have? What do you have in this, that, and that? And he's like, nothing.
And I would rather hire someone that's skilled. like you get the talented guy who's not that skilled. You get the driven guy who's not that skilled. And then I get a guy that's actually skilled. I'm going to hire the skilled guy. But
we're not talking about skill. We're talking about talent.
I know, but I mean, you know what I'm saying though? Like
this guy's got potential to be the next Jordan Belfort. And this other guy, he's waking up at 6 a.m. every day.
Okay, and what are his results? That's what I would ask. Like, what have you? I mean, you're super. He's got a lot to show for in other things. Or let's say whenever I have my mind set on something, I do it. Like I'm super driven to do X, Y, and Z, and I've done this and I've done that. But now I just want to get into sales. Personally, I'd rather not hire that person.
Why is that?
Because I don't have the time to nurture that skill and that motivation.
But even the talented guy and the driven guy, neither of them have any like sales experience. Okay. Yeah,
I know. So.
But which one would you want to take on the company?
Okay, so if it was the only two options, is what you're saying.
Yeah, obviously it's the only two options.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I find it difficult to. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Is the talented guy hardworking at all, or is he like like kind of the way you were describing him? Because that would be huge.
If he's hardworking or not, that's kind of.
Well, if he's a hardworking guy, like, hey man, I think I'm talented. Don't you worry, man. I'm gonna work hard every single day. I'll listen to what you're telling me.
Well, that's another thing. Like can we assume or can't we assume that the driven guy isn't talented and that the talented guy isn't driven?
So I'd rather
what are the odds that someone who's talented isn't driven and then someone that is driven isn't talented?
So I mean, obviously, if this driven guy is like freaking driven, but he's not like he sucks. Like I don't care how driven you are.
You don't want to hire idiots.
Like I
in
could
the
be
company.
super driven to be like a gym. Like I don't know. I could be
what?
super driven to be like
A gym owner.
no, or like what's even better? Like a ballet dancer, like a ballerina.
Okay, that's random, but okay, yeah.
Okay, I could be so driven. I mean, come on, really? Like, I'm 19 and now I'm gonna become the best.
But you know that you could do that.
No, I couldn't.
Be a ballet dancer?
I don't think I could.
What do you mean? Of course you could.
You
Of course
think I
you
could?
Of course you
I
could.
mean, but then that's natural talent, right? What if like my natural, like, what if my, what if like I'm not that?
I know that I can do anything.
Right.
Like my girlfriend always talks about how she's at a restaurant and she wants to be like one of the chefs or something like that. Or she wants to be, I mean, it's like a cafe, right? So it's not like crazy 5-star chef. So it's not like you have to go to chef school or whatever the fuck, anything like that. Because they get paid a lot more, right? And I was just thinking, I could probably go into her job and become a chef within a month without having any experience. Because every day I would go home, I would research how to make this, how to make that, chef practices, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. And I mean, I'd get into the position and I might not be very good, but I'd get better and better and better and every day really quickly.
Right.
Right. So with this driven dude, he's going to jump in the position and he's going to work his ass off to get better and better every day. He might not be super good at the start, but over time, he's going to be the best ballerina.
Okay. So let me ask you this, because Gary Vee talks a lot about this, right? He talks a lot about like he could never be a basketball player. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's like, I'm not gonna be the best basketball player. I'm not. That's just not. I'm not.
You mean like play to your strengths?
Yeah, play to your strengths. Exactly. So like he says, like I can't be the next Beyonce. He's like I could. Maybe I love singing, but like I suck.
We're talking about that's like physical.
What about singing though?
No, I'm saying like singing's like
and
your
also
body.
ballet. I mean,
singing's your body. It's your literally a vocal range.
Yeah, so I think playing to your strengths is the most important thing. I don't know if I'm of the belief system that you can be anything you want per se.
I think if it's a skill or something like that doesn't involve being a massive basketball player, having perfect ballerina structure, like having good vocals to sing. That's just something you can't control. But you could control becoming a good chef.
Yeah.
You could control being like, I don't know, a high school teacher if you wanted to. You could control being a good salesperson because that just takes hard work and research. And
do you think you could be better than Gordon Ramsay if you worked really, really hard?
I think so.
Or is he just naturally better than you? So he's always working hard too. So he's always going to be just one step ahead.
There's no way Gordon Ramsay's freaking naturally better than me.
You don't think so?
You think he woke up, he's a freaking baby and he's cooking
I don't think so. I don't know, right? Like,
no, the dude was probably surrounded by, chefs and cooking and like shit all of his life, and then he just took to it.
Okay, but that being said,
I mean,
is the person that's talented and hardworking always going to beat the person that's just hardworking? No matter what.
If he's talented and hardworking, obviously he's going to be
right. Because I'm talking about being the top of the top of the top of the top of what you want to do. Can you reach that level? Can you reach that level if you're not talented? If you're the hardest, like if you work so hard, like super hard, you work harder than 99% of people, are you ever going to be the best at that if you're not talented at it? Like that 1% talent. Yeah, it's 99% like work. But what about that special thing that you have? You were kind of just born a little bit better.
That's always going to beat out someone, I feel
right?
Like. If you have that talent and you have that drive as well, then you just can't.
You can't beat that person.
You can't beat that person.
Right? You can't beat LeBron James if you're, 5'7".
We've ruled out the physical stuff.
Okay, you can't beat what's a none? Like, do you think you could beat Albert Einstein if you worked super hard? I don't think I could. Like, even if I worked super hard, I don't think I could beat him out. Like, I'm talking work as hard as I possibly could, like physically work.
Physically every day, every hour.
Single day, every hour. I don't think I could beat out Albert Einstein. I don't know. Maybe I could. I'd rather play to my strengths any single day.
So it's the talent.
It's both. But yeah, talent.
So like you would pick talent, the guy who's talented over the guy who's driven.
If he's hardworking, yes.
How do you measure that?
I'd hire him and then I'd fire him if he's not hardworking. If he's sucking, then he's sucking, right? But I'd rather have some talent. There's people that are naturally good at things. It's good. They have an advantage.
I mean, can you train them to be driven? No.
I don't think so.
No. That's just natural. You're naturally born driven, and you're
Yeah.
naturally born talented.
Or you're made driven by like a situation, like a crappy situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think you can train someone to be driven. I don't think so. I think you can train someone to think they're driven. I think influence is really big. And I think if people are surrounded, like people are around you a lot and you're really driven, you're really motivated and you're ambitious, I think people are that'll kind of stick a little bit. But I don't think they'll ever have that. I mean, they could have that. I'm not saying they wouldn't, but that fire, like that real flame, like, because you can get like a big flame and light a candle with it, right? But this flame, it was just like the source of it. I think people that really have that fire inside them, I think they'll always beat out the people that were kind of just like, oh, wow, that is cool. I do want to live a life like that.
yeah.
But they'll always outwork them. You know what I mean? Like Gary Vee talks about like why he gives everyone all the info, right? Because he knows that you're not going to outwork them.
Yeah.
You'll never beat them.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Like, here's all my secrets. Here's every single thing I do. Here, do it. 99% of you guys won't do it. Because taking action is the hardest part.
I could be better than Gordon Ramsay.
Hey, maybe you could.
Dude's got like 50 years on me, though.
He does. He has a long time and maybe some talent, too.
And maybe some talent. Maybe he's just got that extra edge.
Yeah.
I think talent will always win.
Yeah.
I think talent will.
Plus hard work, though. Talent is nothing without hard work.
Yeah. Talent is obviously nothing without hard work, but that's like hard for people to hear because they don't want to hear that.
No, it's not, because we're all like, we want to think positively, right? But I think you got to be realistic. I think you have to play to your strengths.
Play to your strengths.
Play to your strengths.
See what you're talented at. See what you're good at, and play off of that, because you're not gonna win.
No.
If you're bad at singing and you try and join the choir, working 8 hours a day just perfecting your pitch and
So
stuff
much
like that,
harder. It's so much more work.
much more work versus you, doing what you're good at. And I don't know, say you love making money, and when you easily make $100 in an hour or something like that, and you're like, oh, I'm super good at this or whatever, like, and you're only spending 1 hour on that thing and you're super good, and you realize you're super good at that, versus spending 8 hours and you're still shit at it.
Yeah, you're not going to be amazing at gymnastics. Sorry. You know what I mean? It's like, you're just not. You're not going to be as good as this other, like, it takes too long. You don't have the time, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think you got to just play to your strengths. It's
if someone's like, okay, so someone's talented, right? It's going to take them 5 hours, and then they're going to get the hang of it like that, right? And they're going to do the work, and they're going to do it well. And the driven guy, he might put in like 50 hours, and he might only be half as good. Or maybe he puts in 50 hours and he's just as good. Does it matter to you if this guy puts in 50 hours and this guy puts in 5 if they have the same result?
I mean,
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Cool. They got the same result, and this guy just happened to outwork this other guy.
That's like that. That's like our whole business, right? With like leads. Does it matter how much money we spend on your business if you still get the same results?
Well, and here's the thing, right? Like Sam Evans was talking about this, and he was saying cost per lead is irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
Now we're getting into SMMA, right? But cost per lead doesn't matter. It's like, would you pay? Okay, let's say you're selling for, because you work with spas, right? So let's say you're selling a spa treatment that's $2,000, like a super high end spa treatment.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, and you're spending $1,000 on leads, but 99% of those leads bought. Does your cost per lead really matter?
No.
I would pay $1,000 per lead, right?
Yeah.
It's the quality of it too, right?
Yeah.
But then you're getting the same result, so
it's the same result. So
then you're dropping 20 cents a lead, and then this amount's buying. Like it's just this weird.
Which is back to the talent on the drive. They're putting
when they level out, that's weird.
They're putting in. Yeah, they level out in skill at the end. Just one guy puts in 50 hours. One guy puts in 5.
I'd rather hire the talented guy. I don't know. I just kind of like him more.
Because you can push that guy and put in more hours.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you put in an extra 5 hours on the talented guy, that's an extra 50
He's
hours
done.
on the other
Yeah,
guy.
he's done.
Right?
You can't scale.
So if the talented guy puts in like 50 hours 1 week, he's like Hulk. He's freaking like beast.
Because you can't work 10 times harder than someone. You don't have. I mean, you can, but you can't.
And if the talented guy and the driven guy is working the same amount of hours,
we got a problem.
We got a problem. The talented guy is just gonna destroy.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, now it's time for me to work 10 times harder than you, and I'm 10 times more talented.
And we're assuming that this talented guy isn't just like a stoner head or something.
Yeah,
He's
he
talented,
cares,
but he doesn't do anything. This
He's
guy,
down
he
to
works like a normal person. He works decently hard. He's just decently good at it or talented.
Yeah.
Right? We see potential in him. So, I mean, I came into this conversation really unbiased.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know which one I preferred, but literally speaking about it just kind of made me realize some stuff, you know?
Yeah, me too. Me too, actually. Because I was, skill. I think skill is more important. But then you talk about talent. There's some value in that. There's a lot of value in talent. Redefining talent, I think, is really important. So.
Well, anyways, that's the end of this podcast episode, guys. That's the end of this podcast episode, guys. My sister just walked in the room. Follow me on Instagram at Ethan Eigenfeld.
Follow me at muratk.99. Still working.
Follow me at Haley Eigenfeld.
Okay. Thanks for listening up, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I'll catch you all guys in the next podcast. All right, peace.